Hello, Mid-Michigan, and welcome to high school softball here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The Mount Pleasant Oiler girls taking on the rival Midland Dow Chargers. And when you look at records, you'd think Mount Pleasant may be a big favorite in this one as they come in at like 10-5. The Charger girls come in at 5-9, but they have played one of the toughest schedules in the state thus far. And Coach McIntyre was just in here talking about this is probably the team to beat in the Saginaw Valley League, even though they've been off to that rough start, playing teams like Grand Haven, seeing some of the best pitchers in the state from Ravenna and whatnot. And so it should be a fantastic battle here today. The Mount Pleasant Oiler girls taking on the Midland Dow Chargers. We saw the Oiler girls this year. They absolutely blasted at Bay City Central and great performances at the plate and in the circle. Today it is going to be a bit more difficult against this Midland Dow Charger team. This is the Woods Household pregame show coming to you live from the Barberry Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Also loved at Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, the Bird All-American Grill. I was there today for a bird burger for lunch to hold me over until this one is through. Also love Clark Modular Homes. Open house coming up this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Love to Weefrich Financial, sponsor of the Zaid Batchelder Baller of the Game. Woods Household Appliance, sponsor of this year's pregame show, along with our friends at Brad Malley Well Drilling and Malley Construction. And also love the J&J Auto. Blocko Pools and Spas, Konwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, ENS Graphics, Mount Pleasant Automotive, and Bryce Up to Grab Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. Charger girls already have their infield done. Oiler girls are going to head out there and do their infield again. We're scheduled for a 4 o'clock first pitch, but as you often hear me say in these pregames, sometimes things move a little bit faster on the baseball, softball field in particular. Well, we just might, knock on the concrete here in the press box, have some weather coming over this way as well. So we're going to set it off to a break here on the Woods Household pregame show. We'll come back. We'll talk about the starting lineups for the Oilers and the Chargers. It's Midland Dow, Mount Pleasant High School softball coming up on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with more Woods Household pregame show right after this. Weefrich Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Weefrich Financial. Weefrich Financial assists people in all stages of life with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit WeefrichFinancial.com. Visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant. Call or text 989-953-7888. Weefrich Financial, member SIPC. Martinez Painting, Central Michigan's trusted painting professionals. They specialize in both interior and exterior jobs for your home and business. No matter how big or how small the job, they transform any space with quality and precision. Learn more by visiting Martinez Painting on Facebook today or give them a call at 989-317-5536. All Seasons Fireworks is a big fan of all the athletes, coaches, officials, and volunteers who make high school sports happen. To make your next event bigger and brighter, stop by All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. Graduations, birthdays, weddings, or a big win become more memorable underneath a night sky lit up by the magic of fireworks. All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. When your team or business needs to look good, don't get left hanging. Call or stop by Hanging by a Thread in Wademan, the official embroiders for the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Hanging by a Thread, a proud supporter of local schools.
GNS Mechanical in Wademan offers service and installation on everything for your home and business. From a simple filter replacement to furnace, central air service, and install, geothermal, and walk-in coolers and freezers. If you have a need, GNS Mechanical has a solution. Learn more at gnsmechanical.com or call 989-644-2106.
Imagine a home that reflects your style. With WW Construction, that dream will become a reality. As a trusted Mid-Michigan builder, WW Construction specializes in builds and remodels that turn ordinary spaces into extraordinary ones. Join the growing family of homeowners who trust WW Construction for quality and craftsmanship. Call WW Construction today at 989-621-2722 to make your dreams a reality.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Woods Household, a pregame show. You can see the Mount Pleasant Oiler girls along with Coach Davis out there warming up right now as we get ready for the action. If you've paid attention to the weather today, yes, there is some weather possibly coming through. Hopefully, we can get this game in before that weather does come rolling through. It's Mount Pleasant versus Midland Dow softball action. The baseball team is over in Midland, and that weather will hold off a little bit longer over there in the Midland area the way things are coming through. We'll be able to check Game Changer and have some score updates for you throughout this one. Your starting lineup for the Mount Pleasant Oiler girls. Leading things off, number one, playing position number one in the circle is McKenna Bowman. Batting second, playing second base is number 9, Carmen Loya. Batting number 3, playing behind the plate, number 19, Chloe Gillespie. Batting cleanup, playing shortstop, and Miss Morgan Borodachuk wearing number 10. Her twin sister right behind her, batting in the 5th spot, wearing number 2, playing in center field. Emily Moore, wearing number 18, playing first base, will be batting 6th. Wearing number 3, playing third base. Could also see her in the circle as well. Batting 7th is Amelia Couturier. Batting 8th, wearing number 7, playing out in right field, is Izzy Davis. Then batting 9th is number 3, the left fielder, Haley McIntyre, essentially just having a second leadoff hitter out there in that number 9 spot. Going to take another break here on our Woods Household pregame show. When we come back, we'll talk about this Midland Dow Charger girls lineup. And, oh boy, they did some special stuff this weekend. We'll talk about that as well. It is Mount Pleasant Oiler girls softball here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with more right after this on the Woods Household pregame show.
Hello, I'm Mike Stanton, and I'm honored to represent the Maryland Chapman Memorial Fund, created to honor Maryland's legacy of generosity, compassion, and commitment to our community. At its core, our mission is simple: to support our youth, remove barriers, and create opportunities for kids to grow, compete, and succeed, both in their community and in the game of life. We are incredibly excited to support the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. They do an outstanding job highlighting student athletes, local schools, and the power of teamwork, shining a light on the hard work and dedication that is often overlooked. This partnership allows us to celebrate not just wins on the field, but character and leadership along the way. At the end of the day, it's about investing in our youth, strengthening our communities, and carrying forward Maryland's spirit of giving. To learn more about the Maryland Chapman Memorial Fund and the events we support, find us on Facebook by searching Maryland Chapman Memorial Fund. Go Blue Jays.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher today or give them a call at 989-317-8582. Malley Construction in Mount Pleasant are experts in residential and commercial construction. From poured walls, flat work, pipe work, and road work, Malley Construction does it all. And they are Michigan Department of Transportation pre-qualified. Malley Construction is family-owned and a proud supporter of local high school sports. Bryce Updegraff with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates thanks the coaches and officials who put in the time to help student athletes achieve their dreams and goals. For all of your real estate needs, the Bryce is right with Bryce Updegraff. With Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-620-6595. The Diner, where homemade favorites come to life every day for breakfast and lunch. From fluffy pancakes to savory sandwiches, The Diner has your cravings covered. Discover the perfect blend of comfort food and camaraderie at The Diner. Join them every Friday night till 7 for their famous fish fry. The Diner on North Mission, Mount Pleasant. Hiring a cleaning service doesn't mean you're lazy. Martinez Cleaning knows it means you value your time and want to come home and relax and not worry about the mess. Martinez Cleaning allows you to do just that. Come home and relax to a nice clean home. Schedule your appointment and learn more by visiting Martinez Cleaning on Facebook or call today at 989-289-8615.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. You can see the girls are lined up right now getting ready for that national anthem. So that will allow us to send it out to one more commercial break before we bring you the action here. The Mount Pleasant Oiler girls taking on the Midland Dow Charger girls here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. What a battle it's going to be. The Oilers at 10-5, Midland at 5-9. But again, they've played a really, really tough one. So we're going to take a break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. When we come back, we will have the action. The Midland Dow Chargers, Mount Pleasant Oilers coming right up.
Hi, I'm attorney Joe Barbary. Just like doctors specialize in areas of medicine, at Barbary Law, we specialize in getting you the best possible results. If you've been injured by someone else's negligence, you owe it to yourself and your family to call our legal team. At Barbary Law, we focus on one thing, and that's getting you the compensation you deserve. Every case we take personally.
My attorney is Joe Barbary. He can be yours too.
Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant Automotive on Mission has been serving local auto shops and do-it-yourselfers since 1988. Mount Pleasant Automotive is locally owned and carries all the auto part, car care products, and auto maintenance supplies you will need. Visit them online at mtpleasantautomotive.com. Mount Pleasant Automotive, caring for our cars and our local student athletes. Bogwai Banga and Bradley on Main Street in Mount Pleasant provides uncompromising integrity when providing tax and accounting services to individuals and small businesses in the Mid-Michigan area. Bogwai Banga and Bradley has an expert CPA ready to help you, whether you're an individual that needs help with taxes or a business that needs help with, well, just about everything. Bogwai Banga and Bradley is a leader in the community and a proud supporter of local high school sports. Visit them online at bwbpc.com or stop into their office on Main Street in downtown Mount Pleasant. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes, working hard and showing pride for our community. For all of your real estate needs, go with Joe. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-817-1291. Brickner and Bunker Farm Bureau Insurance Group is Mid-Michigan's #1 team for protecting what matters most to you. Home, auto, life, farm, business. They offer a wide variety of coverage at affordable rates with the customer service of a best friend. Visit Brickner and Buckner Farm Bureau Insurance Group on Pickard Road or visit them online at bricknerbunker.insurance.com.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to Ted McIntyre Field, where you can find our Barbary Law Studios on this, well, I don't know if I could say beautiful Monday, as it looks like we could have some weather rolling towards the Mid-Michigan area. Chris Bachman with you here, getting ready for first pitch. McKenna Bowman out there getting ready to warm up right now. Well, warming up right now, getting ready for the leadoff batter. It'll be Karis Gallus at the plate right now. And although he's got a much healthier head of hair than I do, no longer will get the view of Mr. McIntyre from behind home plate as we get ready for the action. And again, you look down there in the corner, you can see the scoreboard. And yes, you can see some of the other computer tabs that I've got as well. But I figure this is the best way to put that score up there. When we try zooming in, I guess the netting here at Mount Pleasant High School would probably be just fine. But when we got the chain link fence, it can make it very, very difficult to decipher some of the stuff out there, especially when you have those scoreboards that are going 1 through 9. So we're going to do the best we can here to give you that scoreboard, a little interactive action down there in the bottom corner. So Mount Pleasant Oilers, Midland Dow Chargers getting ready for first pitch here. Much love going out to friends at Mount Pleasant Public Schools, Martinez Lawn Care, Martinez Painting, and Martinez Cleaning, Bogwai Banga and Bradley, Powell Frame and Collision, Dick Silva Auto Sales, Brickner and Bunker Farm Bureau Insurance Group, Block Electric, The Diner, WW Construction, All Seasons Fireworks, Pure Plumbing, Hanging by a Thread, GNS Mechanical, and the Maryland Chapman Memorial Fund. Here comes the first pitch of the afternoon for McKenna Bowman. It's going to be fouled off over the backstop towards the parking lot, and that's exactly why I park my car out on the road after I drop off the equipment at the baseball and softball diamond. Not worth one of those smashing into the back of your window. 0-1 the count as Karis Gallus steps back to the plate. McKenna Bowman ready to wind and deal with the 0-1. That's just going to miss the low outside corner there. 1-1 now to Karis Gallus. Playing shortstop for Midland Dow, wearing number 10. Behind her is Braylon Shook. She'll be playing at second base. She wears number 34. And batting in the 3 spot is the pitching counterpart to McKenna Bowman, Ella Stoney. Here comes the 1-1 from Bowman. She winds and deals. It's going to be sent towards third base. Nice play over there. It's a long throw over. It's going to be beat out by Gallus. It was a solid play by Couturier, but it was just a quick jump out of the box, and Gallus is going to be safe at first with what I will rule as an infield single. So runner on first base for Midland Dow. Nobody down top of the first inning, and I expect some runs scored from both of these teams. Jason McIntyre was letting me know it was 9 home runs or so that was hit by this Dow Charger team this weekend, or maybe just in one game against Coloma. First pitch is going to be a swinging strike to Braylon Shook. Again, this Charger team comes in with a 5-9 record, but the 9 teams they've lost to are all powerhouses with some fantastic pitching. Traverse City, St. Francis, the split with Grand Haven, as well as tough matchup with Ravenna, who's got one of the top pitchers in the state. That one is going to be another strike. 0-2 now the count to the number 2 hitter. Braylon Shook plays second base. We're at number 34 for Midland Dow. The Chargers out there in the green and gold. The Oilers out there in the white with the royal blue cursive Oilers across the chest. That first one is going to miss. Shook not chasing up out of the zone. 1-2 now the count. Runner at first for Midland Dow. Top of the first inning. 1-2 the count to Braylon Shook. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be knocked down third baseline. It will go foul. Some good contact there from Shook. Just needs to straighten it out. Again, defensively for the Oilers, Gillespie's behind the dish. Bowman in the circle. Moore at first, Loy at second, Barodachuk at short, Couturier at third, McIntyre in left, Barodachuk in center, and Izzy Davis out in right field. Here comes the 1-2 again. Swing and a miss. Pulling the string on that one was McKenna Bowman, and Shook goes down swinging. Big-time strikeout right there for the Oiler girls. Runner remains on first. Now 1 down, top of the first inning. Mount Pleasant, Midland Dow here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Ella Stoney now stepping to the disc, batting from the left side. Bowman winds and deals. Changeup's going to stay high, 1-0 to Stoney. Ella Stoney at the dish. Karis Gallus over at first. 1 out, top of the first inning. Scoreless here with Midland Dow, Mount Pleasant softball action. That one's just going to miss as well. 2-0 now the count to Stoney. We've got more big-time softball action for you tomorrow as I'll head up to Everett as the Beale City girls head to Everett in a huge Highland Conference matchup there. See those teams along with Pine River all looking to wear that Highland Conference softball crown. High fly ball out to left field. Tough play with this wind. McIntyre gathers underneath it. Great catch out there from McIntyre. Runner has to go back to first base as well. Again, with the wind whipping out there, that is a fantastic play. I'll actually zoom in on the flag here for just a moment. You can see it is windy here at Mount Pleasant High School and Ted McIntyre Field. Now stepping to the base is Anna Rudderbush. Runner on first, 2 down here, top of the first inning. Here comes the pitch from McKenna Bowman. It's going to be popped up towards short. It's going to get down. Barodachuk tries to barehand it. It would have been a fantastic play. It's going to be an infield single for Anna Rudderbush. So now 2 runners on, 2 down here, top of the first inning. Chance for Marley Hughes to do something for Midland Dow. She'll step in, batting on the right side, wearing number 6 for the Chargers. Runners on first and second, 2 down here in the top of the first inning. Bowman winds and deals. Big cut there from Hughes, swinging for the fences. On the deck is Raylan Qualls. She is a designated hitter in this one for Midland Dow. Playing in the field for her is Cooper Lundquist out at first base. 2 runners on, 2 down, top of the first inning. Bowman winds and deals with the 0-1. It's going to be grounded down the third baseline. It will go foul. No chance for Couturier to make a play on it for Mount Pleasant. Runners on first and second. You don't ever want to give up a base if you're McKenna Bowman, but this is a chance to try and get this hitter to chase something here. 2 down. Runners on first and second. 2 strikes. Number 5 hitter at the plate for Midland Dow. Here comes the 0-2. Swing and a miss. She goes down on strikes to end the inning. Big-time punch-out right there for Miss McKenna Bowman. 2 are left on with 2 hits. No runs, no errors. We are headed to the bottom of the first inning on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Send it out to a break to hear from some of our fantastic sponsors. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about this Oiler lineup. Again, they come in at 10-5, but very similar to Midland Dow. They don't really have any bad losses on the schedule. Back with more Oilers softball right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes. Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Chris Bachman here with you in the press box today at Mount Pleasant High Schools. Yeah, we are a little scared of that possible weather coming over, but things moving quickly here at the softball field. Got things started a little bit early. Here is the situation now. We are in the bottom of the first inning. Mount Pleasant Oilers coming up. Due up for the Oilers, brought to you by our friends at Kenneth Egger DDS, the Fisher Companies, Gross Farms, and Brad Gross Electric, along with Schaefer's Bait and Sporting Goods. It is McKenna Bowman, Carmen Loya, and Chloe Gillespie. If any of them get on, we will see Miss Morgan Barodachuk step to the dish. In the circle is Ella Stoney for the Midland Dow Chargers. And as I said in that first inning, I'm expecting some runs to be given up by both teams here. You got 2 really good, 2 powerful lineups, and in softball, you just rarely see those 1-0 shutouts like you do in baseball from time to time, especially with 2 teams like this. As I said, Mount Pleasant Oiler girls come in at 10-5. When you look at their losses on the year, there's not really any bad losses out there. Lost twice to Ithaca, might be a smaller school, but they've got fantastic pitching. Here comes a grounder to pitch back to the pitcher. Bowman's not going to be able to beat it out. Great play there from Stoney out of the circle to get the out. So just a ground out to the pitcher there. 1 down. Carmen Loya now stepping to the dish for the Mount Pleasant Oiler girls. Loya's going to be the rare dual sport athlete in college. As I mentioned, losses on the year for the Oiler girls, 1 to Fowler, 1 to Petoskey, a pair to Ithaca, and then Swan Valley. So just all outstanding teams that they have fallen to this year. 10-5 are the Oilers. 5-9 are the Dow Chargers. 1-0 the count to Carmen Loya. Here comes the second pitch. That one's going to be over for a strike. Middle of the plate, high in the zone. 1-1 now the count. Chloe Gillespie stepping up next. Both these young ladies head to the next level to play softball. Here comes the 1-1 to Carmen Loya. She waits on that one. It doesn't break back over the zone. 2-1 now to Carmen Loya. Wearing number 9, playing second base for the Oiler girls, one of their senior leaders. Steps out, steps back in. This one's going to be fouled out of play. Out towards Preston Road here. Ted McIntyre Field, where you can find our Barbary Law Studios on this Monday. Also love going out to our friends almost up north, Stitches for Britches, Doozy's Ice Cream Place, Boomer's Lawn Care, Berry Funeral Home, Dog Central, Sydney's Judge's Bench, the Beale City Village Store, along with Smith & Sons, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, the Isabella Community Sportsplex, CNC Enterprises, and the Dance Again Dresco Simon Shop. And they're going to say that she checked her swing there and went around, so Loya's going to go down on strikes. Looked like she may have held up, but as you often hear me say, best view in the house, brought to you by our friends at Woods Household Appliance. It is those umpires, those officials out there. They're right on top of things. Good call there as Loya goes down on strikes. That'll bring Gillespie to the plate. Catcher playing behind the dish for the Oilers in this one. Also plays at first base. So I might have it wrong, but I believe she told me she had to clear University to continue her softball career next year. 1-0 the count. Here comes the pitch from Stoney. It's going to be popped up down the first baseline, really close to the netting, but it will be caught in foul territory by Lundqvist. And so a very quick first inning. 2 runners left on for Midland Dow, but no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on for Mount Pleasant. We're headed to the top of the second inning here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. When we come back right after this, the Chargers will be back at the dish, see if they can make something happen. Back with more Oilers softball right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like Flexsteel and many more.
Nation that will turn your space into number one. Of a full family with a relaxing for after work for mom and dad. Flacco Pools and Spas does it all. Stop by their showroom on Remus Road to check out their beautiful selection of hot tubs and learn how you can build the pool of your dreams.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it on the Mid-Michigan. We are scoreless head here on Mid-Michigan Sports. Now 0. Up for the Midland Dow girls is going to be Raylan Qualls, Sayla Tonk, and Sydney McGuire. Bowman back in the circle. Fantastic performance in the first inning, striking out a pair. So gave up a single to Gallus to lead off the game. There was an infield single from Anna Rutterbush, but not really anybody else doing a whole lot. Zip the score. See the practice throw down to second base on the money from Chloe Gillespie behind the plate. We're ready for the second inning here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, Mount Pleasant and Midland Dow. And stepping to the plate, Raylan Qualls for the Dow Chargers. He is the designated hitter in this one for the Chargers. Playing in the field for her essentially is Cooper Lundqvist, or you could say hitting for Cooper Lundqvist is Raylan Qualls. In the circle, Bowman array to wind and deal. First one's going to miss to the outside. 1-0 the count to the designated hitter for Midland Dow. Hitting in the 6th spot. So 6, 7, 8 due up here in this situation. Top of the second inning for Midland Dow. Here comes the next pitch from Bowman. This one's going to be fouled out of play. Run the count to 1-1. And myself, Jason McIntyre, Ricky Tennyson, we're checking out that weather report before the game, but it got to the point where I says, I don't want to look anymore. I just hope we're able to get this whole first game in. If the rain comes down, it's up to the umpires to make the call anyway. Great job pulling the string on that one by Bowman. Qualls was way out in front. Now 1-2. Qualls wearing number 9. Couple practice swings. Winds and deals. Just missing the outside part of the plate there. Good eye from Qualls to take that one. Count will now run 2-2. Top of the second inning. Nobody out, nobody on for Midland Dow. They left 2 on in the top of the first. The Oilers went 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. Next pitch, that one's also going to miss. 3-2 now the count. Chargers looking to get the leadoff runner on here. Here comes the 3-2 from Bowman. It's going to be popped up. Not an easy play at short for Borodachuk. She doesn't have to go out to the grass and doesn't really get a whole lot of movement with that wind. So just a pop out to shortstop there for the Chargers. That'll bring Sayla Tonk to the plate. Sydney McGuire now on deck for Midland Dow. Due up for the Or the Girls, brought to you by our friends at Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, Mount Pleasant Automotive, and ENS Graphics. It's the Borodachuk sisters leading things off with Morgan and Lexi, and then Emily Moore will step to the dish for the Oiler Girls. That one's going to be popped up down the first baseline towards Carmen Loya at second. She will get underneath it to make the catch. And so a very easy out there for Bowman. One pitch popped up to second base. That'll bring Sydney McGuire, the number 8 hitter, to the dish for Midland Dow. She's playing that hot corner over at third base. We're scoreless, top of the second inning. Mount Pleasant, Midland, Dow here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Coming to you live from our Barbary Law Studios. Also, much love to Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, the Bird All-American Grill. This one's popped out towards center, but Lexi Barodachuk will gather underneath it. And so 3 pop-outs here in the second inning go pretty darn quick for the Mount Pleasant Oiler girls. As I said, due up for Mount Pleasant, it's Morgan Barodachuk, Alexi Barodachuk, and Emily Moore. 4, 5, 6 coming up for the Oiler girls here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Send it out to another break to hear from some of our fantastic sponsors. We'll be back with more Oilers softball tonight after this. You're listening to the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. And don't forget, tomorrow we've got another huge game coming up with Beale City and Everett in Everett. Back with more softball action right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Mount Pleasant Automotive on Mission has been serving local auto shops and do-it-yourselfers since 1988. Mount Pleasant Automotive is locally owned and carries all the auto part, car care products, and auto maintenance supplies you will need. Visit them online at mtpleasantautomotive.com. Mount Pleasant Automotive, caring for our cars and our local student athletes. Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Chris Bachman with you in the press box today. Scared of that weather possibly rolling through, but hopefully it stays going long enough for us to get this game one in. Some Mount Pleasant Oiler girls taking on the Midland Dow Charger girls. We are in the bottom of the second inning and scoreless. Due up for the Oiler girls, Morgan Barodachuk, Lexi Barodachuk, and then Emily Moore. Barodachuk playing short, batting on the right side, wearing number 10. And the Oiler girls out there with the navy pants, the white jerseys with the blue and gold shoulders. Midland Dow out there, the dark green jerseys, the yellow lettering, and the white pants. That first one's going to catch the outside corner for a strike to Morgan Barodachuk. 0-1 to count. You know, we've got the scoreboard up there, but if you look real close, yeah, you can see some of my computer stuff in the background, but we want to do everything we can to bring you the best broadcast experience possible here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, and so testing things out. If you think it looks great, if you think it looks horrible, shoot me a message, shoot me an email, let me know what you think. Barodachuk digs back in, the count now 1-1. He's going to put this one in play. Takes a goofy bounce for the pitcher. Stoney's still able to grab it and make the throw in time over to first. Fantastic play from Ella Stoney out of the circle to get the out. And you know Barodachuk has got that speed as well. Just a ground out there to the pitcher. Again, it went right towards the pitcher and then took kind of a goofy bounce over towards third base. Stoney still able with her speed, able to nab it, flip it over to first in time for the out. That brings center fielder Lexi Barodachuk to the plate. Wearing number 2 for the Oiler girls, the number 5 hitter. I saw her earlier this year against Bay City Central. She had herself quite the day. Hit a 3-run home run out to left field. And then also heard from her pops, Eric Barodachuk. She had a home run in the second game as well. So, Coach Davis, quick talk here with the umpire. Everybody making sure they're on the same page. As Barodachuk gets ready to step to the dish. And now they're going to say they did go off her foot. Could have been a foul ball, but she is out. Midland Dow gathers in the circle for a moment. Tonk heads back behind the dish. It's Tonk behind the dish. Stoney in the circle. Lundquist at first. Shook at second. Gallus at short. McGuire at third. Johnson in left. Hughes in center. And Rutterbush out in right field for the Charger girls defensively. Bottom of the second inning, 1 down, Alexi Barodachuk at the plate. First one's going to miss outside from Ella Stoney. Again, both of these teams, tons of power all the way through the lineup. Lots of average all the way through the lineup. Just nobody to pitch around for either one of these girls. Stoney winds and deals. This one's going to be popped out towards left field. It's going to go foul into the dugout area, the bullpen area. Lost that word there for a moment out towards left field here at Mount Pleasant High School. 1-1 now the count to Lexi Barodachuk. 1 down, bottom of the second inning. Barodachuk digs back in. Stoney winds and deals. That one's going to bounce up there, trying to get Barotichuk to chase something. Count will now run to 2-1. Emily Moore on deck. Amelia Couturier behind her. Bottom of the second inning. Oiler girls, Charger girls, we are scoreless with one down. That one's also going to miss. 3-1 now the count. So if you're Stoney, you don't want to put somebody on for Moore on Couturier, so you probably will see something to hit here from Lexi Barotichuk. Here comes the 3-1. It's going to be grounded foul. 3-2 now the count. Emily Moore on deck. Couturier behind her. They went 1-2-3 in the top of the first. It's a ground out to the pitcher, strikeout, pop out to first base. Then open up this inning with Morgan Barotichuk. It was another ground out to the pitcher. Here comes the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Barotichuk going down on strikes. Getting her to chase one high there. Excellent pitch there from Ella Stoney, rising that one. Emily Moore now stepping to the plate. And the Oiler girls don't want to go 1-2-3 again here in the second inning. Moore digs in on the right side. Now 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning. That one's going to miss on the low outside part of the plate. If you're going to miss, that's a good location for it for Stoney. Moore doesn't even move from her position. She's got her feet dug in exactly where she wants to be in the batter's box. Here comes the 1-0. He's going to send this one out towards right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Great job there by Emily Moore making something happen with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. And again, you don't want to go 1-2-3, 2 straight. I don't ever want to go 1-2-3 in an inning, but 2 straight innings definitely do not want it to happen. That'll bring Amelia Couturier to the plate with Emily Moore at first base, and 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning. Couturier digs in. First pitch will be over for a strike. That one's going to be inside. 1-1 now, Amelia Couturier. Bottom of the second inning. Runner on first base for the Oiler girls, 2 down. That one's also going to miss low. 2-1 now the count to Amelia Couturier. Here comes the 2-1. That one's going to be on the outside corner. Run to count 2-2. Moore remains at first base. 2 down, 2 out. Bottom of the second inning. Whole lot of 2s up there, as my main man Aiden Mendel would say. Shout out to our friends at Bogwai Bank and Bradley. Here comes the 2-2. That one's going to miss high. It'll run the count full. Second full count. Oiler batters have seen this half inning. Last time was Barotichuk going down on strikes. Here comes the 3-2. It's going to be fouled off. Great job there by Couturier staying alive at the plate. This will be pitch number 7 of the at-bat upcoming. We're scoreless in the bottom of the second. Oiler girls, Charger girls here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. A matchup that could go a long way in deciding who will win the Saginaw Valley League Championship in softball. Couturier is going to foul this one off as well. One at bat right now for Amelia Couturier. This will be pitch number 8 upcoming here. Moore at first base. Ready to try and gallop home if one gets sent to the gap here by Couturier. And she'll foul it off again. Amelia Couturier now putting together quite the at-bat. She wants it to end with something in play here. Pitch number 9 of the at-bat coming up. It's going to be sent up the middle towards second. Not an easy grounder to field, but it's sent over to Lundquist. By Shook in time for the out. And so the Oiler girls do leave one on base going down here in the second inning. We're headed to the third here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We are scoreless. Midland Dow, Mount Pleasant. This one turning into a pitcher's duel with Ella Stoney and McKenna Bowman. I know it's only been 2 innings, but in high school softball, if you've tuned in this year, you know it. They score a lot of runs. Back with more Oilers softball right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant.
Jenna Gates
and Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We are headed to the top of the third inning with Mount Pleasant and Midland Dow. It has been a fantastic battle. We are scoreless. The pitchers on the mound are doing a fantastic job. Due up here for the Charger girls, it is going to be Miss Kayla Johnson. Then we're back to the top of the order with Karis Gallus and Braylon Shook. Top of the third inning. Nobody out, nobody on here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Oiler girls just 1 base runner that last half inning. Just 2 base runners for Midland Dow. Slow grounder. Tough play for Barodachuk, but she gets it to first in time for the out. What a fantastic play from Morgan Barodachuk at her shortstop position. She had to charge and make a throw because Kayla Johnson had some serious speed there going down the first baseline, but Barodachuk not only shows off the instincts getting to that one, but also shows off the arm, slinging it over to first base as Karis Gallus now comes to the plate. She singled her first time up. She shows bunt. She sends it foul down the third baseline. If it would have stayed fair, it would have been a good one. Charging from third base was Katerier, but she would have had to make a perfect grab and a perfect throw. 1 down, top of the third inning here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Chargers at the plate. Bowman at the circle. This one lined down the third baseline. It's going to be fair. Turning first, rounding towards second is going to be Gallus, and she is in safely with a double. So Karis Gallus now 2 for 2 on the day with a single and a double, doing her job at the top of the order. Let's see if the Oilers can make, or pardon me, if the Chargers can make something happen now. 1 down, a runner in scoring position here in the top of the third inning. We are still scoreless. As Braylon Shook steps to the dish. She struck out her first time up. She battled a bit. There was a 1-2 count. She fouled one off before she eventually went down swinging. She shows bunt. She pulls it back at the last second, and that's a good decision as it's ball 1. Shook steps out, steps back in. At second base is Karis Gallus. 1 down, top of the third inning. This one's going to be popped out of play. 1-1 now the count to Braylon Shook. Batting second, plays second base for the Chargers. Bowman digs back in the circle, winds and deals. Great job by Gillespie keeping that one in front of her. It was also inside as well. Almost grabbing that one off the shoelaces there of Braylon Shook. Nice job behind the plate from Gillespie. Count is now 2-1. On the top of the third inning. We're scoreless here with Mount Pleasant and Midland Dow. So it's going to be popped foul. Count will now run to 2-2. Karis Gallus at second base. They're being the leadoff hitter. I'm assuming she's got a lot of speed. Send one to the outfield here. If you're Shook, probably drive in that run. If you're Bowman, this would be a great moment for a strikeout here. This one's grounded back up the middle. Charging is Borodachuk. It's going to get into the outfield, and there's that speed from Gallus. Rounding third, coming in to score. It's going to be an RBI single for Braylon Shook. And the Chargers go up 1-0 here in the top of the third inning. Runner on first base, still just one out. Great piece of hitting right there by Braylon Shook. Sent that one right up the middle. Borodachuk had a long way to go from a shortstop position. Somehow got a glove on it. But still, just hard enough, just deep enough to allow that run to come in and allow Shook to move into first base safely with the RBI. 1-0. Charger girls with the lead here in the top of the third inning. 0-1 to count now to Ellistonia. She fouls off the bunt. Anna Runnerbush on deck. Stoney's first time up, she flew out to left field. Man from the left side. Again, the pitching counterpart here of McKenna Bowman. She's going to foul this one down the third baseline. It's going to get out of play. Count now 0-2 to Stoney. 1-0. Chargers with the lead. This third inning started off with Kayla Johnson grounding out to the shortstop. Karis Gallus then doubled. Then it was an RBI single from Braylon Shook to bring her in. Now the number 3 hitter, Ella Stoney's at the plate with one down here in the top of the third. Runner at first base. So it's going to be sent foul deep down left field line, out of play. Count will remain 0-2. Charger girls lead at 1-0 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Much love. Malley Construction, Brad Malley Well Drilling, Woods Household Appliance, Weefrich Financial, along with Clark Modular Homes. This one's going to be sent high down the left field line. McIntyre going to be a fair ball. She can't quite come up with it down the left field line. Does a great job of getting it back in. Not coming in to score as Braylon Shook. She'll have to hold up at third base, but it's a double from Ella Stoney. And now the Midland Dow Chargers appear to be in business. Already got one run across here in the third. Runners at second and third with your cleanup hitter, Anna Rudderbush, stepping to the plate. Great job there, though, by the Oiler girls, making sure they got things in quickly to not allow that run to come in from third. Rudderbush to the dish. Third inning. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be on the outside corner for strike one to the right fielder. The cleanup hitter here for Midland Dow. Big moment in this ball game. Chargers already got the first run of the game across here in the top of the third. Now they're threatening with runners at second and third, and the cleanup hitter at the dish. Big cut at that one. Nice job pulling the string by Bowman. The count is now 0-2. A strikeout here would be huge for McKenna Bowman. Here comes the 0-2. It's going to be pop foul out of play. Here on top of the press box, actually. So it'll remain 0-2. Runners at second and third. One down, top of the third inning. The Chargers already with one run across here in the top of the third. Again, a punch out here would be huge for McKenna Bowman. Windup and the pitch. It's going to be pop foul once again. Great job here by Anna Rudderbush staying alive at the dish. There'll be pitch number 5 upcoming. Count remains 0-2. Runners at second and third for the Chargers. One down, top of the third inning. Here comes the 0-2 one more time. This one's going to be popped high in the air towards center field. Borodachuk, again, that wind makes it difficult. She's going to send the throw home. It's in time as well. It's a double play. 8-2 double play that you rarely see. That will end the third inning. Oh, my goodness. What a play from Lexi Borodachuk in center field. You think about the Bills' custom fabrication of the game. It's going to be hard to beat that right there. Also, our Mumford Oil and Gas Supply assist of the game, without a doubt right there from Miss Moore. What a big play from center field from Lexi Borodachuk. If you're Rudderbush, you think you almost hit it definitely deep enough to drive in that run from third base, but then just an unbelievable throw as able to nab that runner at home. What an unbelievable play from Lexi Barotichuk in the outfield. Knew she can do it at the plate. Again, saw her hit a 3-run home run the last time I was here watching the Mount Pleasant Oiler girls, and this time she gets it done with the glove and the throw as well. The 8-2 double play from the Mount Pleasant Oiler girls to end the threat in the top of the third inning. We now head to the bottom of the third inning. It's Izzy Davis, Haley McIntyre, then back to the top of the order for the Mount Pleasant Oiler girls. 1-0 Midland Dow with the lead here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. What a play moments ago from Miss Barotichuk out in center field. Again, our Bills Custom Fab fabrication of the game and our Mumford Oil and Gas Supply assist of the game all in one right there from Lexi Barotichuk. Izzy Davis digs in on the right side. First pitch is going to be low and outside from Ella Stoney. Now stepping to the circle with the lead for the first time here in the bottom of the third inning. Davis digs in. Here comes the pitch. That's going to be on the inside part of the plate. Painting the corners there that time was Ella Stoney. 1-1 now the count. As Davis steps out and steps back in. That one's just going to miss. 2-1 now the count. Davis digging back in. That went on the inside corner. 2-2 now the count. Big cut that time from Davis as she's going to go down swinging on the 2-2 count, trying to swing for the fences there. That's the third punch out so far from Ella Stoney. Haley McIntyre now stepping to the dish. Score update brought to you by our friends at Malley Construction, Brad Malley Well Drilling, and Clark Modular Homes. They've got their open house coming up this weekend out there on Pickard Road. End of the second inning, it is scoreless over in Midland as well with the Mount Pleasant Oiler boys and Midland Dow. And we'll be back at Mount Pleasant Wednesday over at Carlo Barberry Field to see the Mount Pleasant Oiler boys for the first time as they take on Midland Dow. That's this Wednesday here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back here in Mount Pleasant tomorrow, we're in Everett for a big-time Highland Conference softball matchup. Haley McIntyre takes the first two pitches of the at-bat, count 1-1 to the left fielder for the Oiler girls. McKenna Bowman is on deck, back to the top of the order. That one misses. 2-1 now to count to McIntyre. McIntyre batting on the right side. Waves that bat over the back right shoulder. That one's going to be inside. 3-1 now the count. If you're McIntyre, whether it's a hit, whether it's a walk, any way you can get on base does not matter right now with the way Ella Stoney is pitching in the circle. This one's going to be sent out towards right field. It will go foul and out of play. That'll run the count full to 3-2. Third inning. Bottom of the third inning. There's one down for the Oiler girls. They trail 1-0. Ella Stoney's been really strong in the circle. They've only had one base runner so far, have the Oiler girls. Big cut that time. McIntyre's going to go down on strikes. It's now back-to-back strikeouts in the circle now for Miss Ella Stoney.
Now batting number 1, McKenna Bowman.
Bowman now stepping up to the plate. She grounded out to the pitcher her first time up back in the first inning to lead things off for the Oiler girls. 2 down, bottom of the third inning here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Here comes the wind and deal. It's going to be fouled down the first baseline, out of play for Bowman. Back-to-back strikeouts as of right now for Ella Stoney. Feel like you're dealing right now. If you're Mount Pleasant, feel like you need to put something in play here. Pulling the string on that one is Stoney. Way out in front is Bowman. Count now 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 to Bowman. Swings and misses at that one. Punching out the side here in the third inning is going to be Miss Ella Stoney. She has got 5 strikeouts through 3. We are headed to the top of the fourth inning. It's Marley Hughes, Raylan Qualls, and Sayla Taunt due up for the Midland Dow Charger girls, but got a great pitchers duel going on right now with McKenna Bowman and Ella Stoney in the circle. It's a 1-0 game as we head to the fourth inning here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with more Oiler girls softball right after this.
Brad Malley Well Drilling has proudly served Mid-Michigan since the early 1990s. We are family-owned with 3 licensed drillers and over 100 years of experience. We specialize in 5-inch PVC water wells and systems ranging from 2 to 12 inches. Every well we do includes a 5-year warranty and 1-year parts and labor guarantee. We are available 24/7, and you'll always talk to a real person. Call Brad Malley Well Drilling today for a free estimate. Trusted service, generation after generation.
Clark Modular Homes in Mount Pleasant are a one-stop shop from the buy, the build, and beyond with their fantastic service department. Stop in to see their selection and purchase options today on Pickard Road, or visit them online at modularhomesbyclark.com. Clark Modular Homes, supporting Mid-Michigan youth in and out of the classroom. Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Oiler girls trail Midland Dow 1-0 here in the fourth inning on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. McKenna Bowman, Ella Stoney, both doing a fantastic job for each of their teams. In top of the fourth inning, Midland Dow leads at 1-0. Marley Hughes at the plate. First swing here in the fourth inning. It's going to send things foul out of play. And it's Hughes, Quall, then Tonk on deck. Top of the order did the damage in that last inning for Midland Dow. Karis Gallus hitting a double, and an RBI single from Braylon Shook. Then Ella Stoney hit a double. It was a great job to get the ball in to keep that runner at third base from Mount Pleasant. Then an 8-2 double play for Lexi Borodachuk out in center field, making the catch, throwing it home for the double play. 1-1 now the count to Hughes. Bowman winds, deals. This one's going to be popped way up there. Not an easy play for Moore over at first base. She's able to nab it out of the air, though. And with that wind, these high fly balls are not easy plays here at Ted McIntyre Field on this Monday afternoon. Fourth inning. Qualls now stepping to the dish. Much love to our friends, J&J Auto, Blockco Pools and Spas, Konwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, ENS Graphics, Mount Pleasant Automotive, Long Price Up the Graphic, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. This one's going to be fouled off the netting by Raylan Qualls, 0-1 to count. She popped out to the shortstop her first time up on a full count. More love going out to our friends, Malley Construction, Brad Malley Well Drilling, Woods Household Appliance, Weefrich Financial, Clark Modular Homes, The Bird All-American Grill, Bill's Custom Fab, Gates Drawing and Service, and Barberry Law. Here comes the 0-1. Bowman losing the grip on that one as it goes high. 1-1 now the count to Raylan Qualls. Chargers lead at 1-0 here in the top of the fourth inning. Bowman winds and deals. This one's going to be pop foul out of play. 1-2 now the count. Bowman ready with the 1-2. Qualls ready on the right side of the plate. It's going to be grounded towards short. Borodachuk charges. Long throw over to first in time for the out. You often hear me say long throw over to first because you don't think about it till you get here out on the softball field and the baseball field about how far some of those throws actually go. Now 2 down here in the top of the fourth inning. Charger girls remain ahead 1-0 at the plate. Now the number 7 hitter, Sayla Tonk, was playing behind the dish here for the Chargers. Grounded towards first. Not much of a screamer or anything. Going to be an easy play there for Bowman to make it 1-2-3 here in the fourth inning. We have got a pitcher's battle going on right now. It is a 1-0 game. Both teams struggling, getting base runners on the path. We're at the bottom of the fourth inning. Mount Pleasant or the girls bringing to the plate 2, 3, 4. Carmen Loya, Chloe Gillespie, along with Morgan Borodchuk. It's going to be a really difficult part of the order for the Midland Dow Chargers to deal with. Back with that right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Weefridge Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Weefridge Financial. Weefridge Financial assists people in all stages of life with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit WeefridgeFinancial.com. Visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant. Call or text 989-953-7888. Weefridge Financial, member SIPC. The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it all on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Chris Bachman with you here. Ted McIntyre Field bringing you all the action. The Mount Pleasant Orla girls and the Midland Dow Charger girls. What a battle it's been right to the bottom of the fourth inning. 2-3-4 due up for the Mount Pleasant Orla girls. They trail it 1-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. This one going pretty quick as we have had a great work in the circle from both teams. Matter of fact, her last time out in the third inning, Ella Stoney struck out the side. She's got 5 Ks through 3. She has only given up 1 hit to this very, very powerful Mount Pleasant Oiler girls lineup. Carmen Loya stepping to the dish. As you heard me say, her last time at the plate, and every time she steps to the plate, she is going to be a 2-sport athlete in college. Volleyball and softball, something that just does not happen very often. You got to be pretty darn good to make it happen. And you got to have a great work ethic to make it happen as well. That one misses, 1-0 the count now to Loya. That one's also going to miss inside. 2-0 now the count to the number 2 hitter for the Mount Pleasant Oiler girls. Chloe Gillespie on deck. She popped out to first base her first time up. Loya was one of the 5 strikeout victims of Ella Stoney, her first time up. That one's going to be on the outside corner, 2-1. Great location there from Ella Stoney. And when you're behind the plate, you're the umpire, and you see 2 girls got it going like this, I feel like that strike zone is not necessarily going to expand or anything, but it's going to be a bit more friendly because you got 2 girls out there just absolutely dueling. This one popped really high in the air. It's going to be a tough play in the outfield with that wind. It's not going to be caught out in right field, and Carmen Loya kept on running. She's at second base with the leadoff double here in the fourth inning. Big-time play there from one of the senior leaders for the Mount Pleasant Orla girls as they are now threatening with a runner on second base. Nobody out in the heart of the order. Coming to the dish with Chloe Gillespie. And now this is the difficult situation if you're head coach John Davis for the Mount Pleasant Orla girls. You probably let Gillespie hit away here, but if she is able to put down a sacrifice bunt and move Loya up to third base, you got a chance for a high fly ball with Borodchuk to bring in that run. You got a lot of speed with Loya at second base as well. Gillespie is hitting away, grounder towards short. They hold that run around, long throw over. Loya still looking to get over to third, and she does. Fantastic base running there from Carmen Loya. She moves up to third base on the ground out from Chloe Gillespie. It was a great job by Gallus at her shortstop position to hold that runner at second, but you just see the elite speed of Carmen Loya. She went back for a moment, then as soon as the throw was released, she took off for third base. Big-time play there from Carmen Loya. So it won't take over our 8-2 double play from Lexi Borodchuk as our Bill's custom fabrication of the game, but that's just a small play right there that she ends up coming in to score this half inning. Could be a big deal. 1-0. Bottom of the fourth inning. Runner at third base for the Oiler girls. Cleanup hitter Morgan Borodchuk at the plate. 0-1 count. Here comes the pitch. This one sent towards first. It's going to be caught on the fly. Fantastic job over at first by Lundquist. Just got a great jump on that one. That'll bring Lexi Borodchuk to the plate. Now, just like that, there is 2 down. That runner at third base, Carmen Loya, got to bring her in here in this situation. You feel like with the way this game is going. Bottom 4. 1-0. Chargers in front. The Oiler girls with that game-tying run. This was it 45 feet away, I believe it is, for softball. Lexi Barochuk steps in. 0-1 count. Stoney has a sign, winds and deals. That's going to be high. Great job behind the dish there by Tonk to keep that one in front of her. If that goes to the backstop, watch out. Carmen Loy is probably coming in to score. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. There is 2 down. Runner at third for the Oiler girls. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be pop foul down the first baseline. Again, it's a tough play with all that wind, but it's caught at first by Lundquist. Her second put out of the inning, and the Oiler girls are going to leave a runner on third base after the lead-off double from Carmen Loya. What a game this is turning into in the circle from Ella Stoney and Miss McKenna Bowman. Due up for the Chargers. It's Sydney McGuire, Kayla Johnson, and then back to the top of the order. We are headed to the 5th inning. It is a 1-0 game here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with more Oilers softball right after this.
Hi, I'm attorney Joe Barbary. Just like doctors specialize in areas of medicine, at Barbary Law, we specialize in getting you the best possible results. If you've been injured by someone else's negligence, you owe it to yourself and your family to call our legal team. At Barbary Law, we focus on one thing, and that's getting you the compensation you deserve. Every case we take personally.
My attorney is Joe Barbary. He can be yours too.
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher Day or give them a call at 989-317-8582.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Grounder sent to Barochuk and long throw over to first base. She makes it in time. It's a ground out for Sydney McGuire to quickly start this 5th inning. Nope, top of the 5th inning here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Midland Dow leads it 1-0. And this kind of turning into an epic pitching battle with McKenna Bowman and Ella Stoney. And particularly when you think about both of these teams probably average around 10 runs or so per game. Here comes the 1-0. Or pardon me, not the 1-0. The first pitch of the at-bat to Kayla Johnson will miss for 1-0. Going to reset things here for you. There's 2 base runners left on in the first for the Chargers. They went 3 up, 3 down in the second and the fourth, but in the third inning is where they did some damage with 3 consecutive hits, 2 of them being doubles, but only 1 run came across. There's a liner past second base for a base hit for Kayla Johnson. She rounds first, but it's in quickly. It's going to be a single for Johnson as they turn the order back around here for Midland Dow. That'll bring Karis Gallus to the plate. She is 2 for 2 on the day. She's the only girl in this game that is 2 for 2 on the day. Runner at first base is Johnson, the left fielder for Midland Dow. She's got some speed out there as Gallus digs in. Chargers lead at 1-0 here in the top of the 5th inning. Runner on first base, 1 out. And one's going to be fouled back out of play. Gallus batting from the left side. Moving the royal blue, turning light blue to white bat over that back left shoulder. It's a grounder. It's going to move the runner up. No, it goes foul. A very fortunate roll right there for the Oiler girls. As that one was hit so weakly, Gallus was going to be able to beat it down the first baseline. Great sportsmanship from behind the dish from Chloe Gillespie. She hands the bat to her opponent. 0-2 the count. 1 down. Top of the 5th inning. 1-0 game for the Mount Pleasant Oilers. Said it a bunch last couple innings. Punch out here would be big for Bowman. That one's just going to miss high. 1-2 the count. Great eye from Karis Gallus at the plate to take that one. Shook is on deck. Gallus at the plate with a runner at first. So it's going to be sent foul down the third baseline out of play. Again, Gallus is 2 for 2 on the day with a single, a double, and a run scored. Behind her is Braylon Shook, who's 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI single. Drove in Gallus for the only run of the ball game back in the third. It's 1-0, Chargers with the lead. Here comes the 1-2. Again, it's sent foul down the third baseline. You can see how good of a hitter Karis Gallus is on that play. She wasn't even really making much of an attempt on that one. I just think she thought, this might be a strike. I'm just going to foul it off to make sure I get another shot at it. More love to our friends, Maryland Chapman Memorial Fund, GNS Mechanical, hanging by a thread, Pier Plumbing, All Seasons Fireworks, WW Construction, The Diner, and Balak Electric. Here comes the 1-2 from Bowman. Just going to miss low. 2-2 now the count. Again, a really good eye there from Gallus. More love, Brickner Bunker, Farm Bureau Insurance Group, Dick Silva Auto Sales, Mount Pleasant Public Schools, Martinez Lawn Care, Bogwai Bang and Bradley, and Powell Frame and Collision. Now here comes the 2-2 from Bowman. That's also just going to miss. That'll run the count full to 3-2. This is pitch number 8 of the at-bat upcoming here for Karis Gallus. Again, she's already 2 for 2 on the day. Single double, and she scored the only run of the ball game. Bowman winds and deals with the payoff pitch. Grounded towards short. It's deep in the hole, looking to get the lead runner. They do. What a play there from Borodachuk to get that lead runner. So it'll be a fielder's choice. Gallus will reach base all 3 of her plate appearances, but the leadoff runner, Kaylin Johnson, goes out trying to go from first to second. Quick decision, great decision there from Morgan Borodachuk to get that out at second base. And also a good job by Carmen Loya covering so quickly on that one. This one's going to be grounded up the middle. It's a chopper. They're actually going to say it hit foul territory before it went fair for Braylon Shook. Runner at first base is now Karis Gallus as Braylon Shook steps to the plate. Her last plate appearance, she drove in Karis Gallus for that lone run of the game. We're in the top of the 5th inning. 1-0 is the score. Runner starts to go. Swinging through that one is Shook. We'll do it again. We'll do the 0-2. See if that runner looks to dance away from first once again. And Gallus had a big jump. Now stopped halfway through and went back. Just going to miss the outside part of the plate. Gillespie trying to frame it back over the zone. As you often hear me say, best view in the house. Brought to you by Woods Household Appliance. It is those officials out there that are right on top of things. And we need more officials in the Michigan area as well. If you want to get involved, go to MHSAA.com and click on the Be the Referee tab. This one smoked up the middle for a base hit. Rounding second and going to third. Sliding in safely will be Karis Gallus. It was another great throw from the outfield from Miss Lexia Borodachuk. And we're going to give credit for a double here to Braylon Shook. Now runners on second and third here in the top of the 5th inning. The Chargers threatening once again. The number 3 hitter, Ella Stoney, is going to be at the plate with 2 runners in scoring position. And she will get the intentional walk. John Davis says we will deal with Anna Rutterbush instead. Rutterbush is 1 for 2 on the day. She has an infield single, and she also lined into, again, a double play that I don't want to knock her at all, as it was a good hit. It was just a fantastic play out in center field from Lexi Borodachuk. What a moment. Bases loaded. 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. That first one is over for a strike to Rutterbush. Bases loaded for the cleanup hitter for Midland Dow in the top of the 5th inning. 2 down. They lead it 1-0. That one's just going to miss. 1-1 now the count. Trying to get her to drop back over the zone. It didn't quite drop back in there for Bowman. Bases are loaded. It's a 1-1 count. 2 outs, top of the 5th inning. Cleanup hitter at the plate for Midland Dow. High fly ball out towards center field. It's going to go up against the wall. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. A 3rd run coming in. Won't be quite out at the plate. 3 runs come across on the 3 RBI triple for Anna Rutterbush. What a big-time knock there for Midland Dow and the right fielder. It is now 4-0 Midland Dow with the lead runner on second base after driving in those runs. Oop, pardon me, I'm putting them all on the wrong team there. I wish I was putting them on Mount Pleasant. Now 4-0 though, Midland Dow with the lead after the clearing bases double from Anna Rudderbush, pardon me. 4-0 Chargers now with the lead. What a big-time smash there. And when you're a hitter, they walk somebody in front of you. That is what you absolutely love to do, is clear those bases. Talk about the Bills' custom fabrication of the game. Again, in the end of the game accolades, it's always going to go to the local player and that fantastic play from Barotichuk in center field, but that's going to be the biggest knock of the game unless the Oiler girls can come back and do something here in the late innings. Comes a high pop-up towards first base. Moore looking to make the play. Again, that wind just carrying the ball and carrying the ball. That run's going to come all the way around to score. Rudderbush, after the 3 RBI double, now comes around and scores on the single from Marley Hughes. Again, that one might be ruled an error in some other box scores, but for this guy, that is going to be an infield single there for Marley Hughes. Again, that ball was hit so high. The wind is blowing so hard here at Mount Pleasant High School. Difficult to come up with any fly ball here in this one. But a 4-run, top of the 5th inning for the Midland Dow Charger girls have got him in front 5-0 here. Now is Raylan Qualls. Cleanup hitter here for the Chargers. He's going to foul this one over the backstop. 0-1 now, count to the DH. She's 0 for 2 on the day. She popped out to shortstop, grounded out to the shortstop in this one. This half inning started with a ground out to shortstop from Sidney McGuire. Kayla Johnson then reached base, got out via fielder's choice from Karis Gallus, and so all 4 of these runs have come with 2 outs for Midland Dow. Here comes a high fly ball towards short. It's going to be caught by Morgan Barotichuk, but a lot of damage done in that half inning. 4 runs come across for the Midland Dow Charger girls. 3 of them coming across from the Anna Rudderbush blast. A 3-run double for the right fielder for the Midland Dow Chargers. Charger girls now lead at 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Still a lot of time for this potent Oiler girls offense to try and do some work here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Keep it right here heading into this break. Much love to our friends Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, Mount Pleasant Automotive, ENS Graphics, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Konwinski Construction, Malacco Pools and Spas, J&J Auto, Malley Construction, Brad Malley Well Drilling, Woods Household Appliance, Weefrich Financial, Clark Modular Homes, The Bird, All-American Grill, Bill's Custom Fab, Gates Drilling and Service, along with Barberry Law. Bottom of the 5th inning, a much different scenario now for Ella Stoney as she heads into the circle with now a 5-run lead. But again, you cannot fall asleep on this Oiler lineup. They are capable of putting up crooked numbers in every inning. That wind really starting to blow here at Mount Pleasant High School and Ted McIntyre Field. And if I was out in this wind right now, it would be one of those tough broadcasts where I'm moving the clipboard from one side to the other to make sure you can actually hear me. But in the friendly confines here, the press box, a beautiful stadium here at Mount Pleasant High School. Shout out to Konwinski Construction and crew for building this fantastic venue. First pitch missed. Second one was a swinging miss there for Emily Moore. The count is now 1-1. Bottom of the 5th inning. A 4-spot put up from the Chargers in the top of the 5th. They've got the Oiler girls on the ropes here a bit. Bottom of the 5th inning, 5-0 the score. Inside pitch is a really good one from Ella Stoney. Swinging through it is Miss Moore. The count now 1-2. On deck for the Oiler girls is Amelia Couturier. This one's going to be grounded towards third. Long throw across the diamond is made from McGuire to Lundquist for the out. 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning for the Oiler girls. Again, good play over there from McGuire. That hot corner, long throw over to first base. Score update brought to you by our friends at Clark Modular Homes, Brad Malley Well Drilling, and Malley Construction. Remember, Clark Modular Homes has got their open house coming up this weekend. for the Mount Pleasant Oiler boys. They lead it 2-0 over the Dow Chargers. Graham Phillips is on third base with Drew Arntz at the dish in the top of the fourth inning there, and in is Graham Phillips. So score update coming from Midland. The Oiler boys are up 3-0 against the Dow Chargers on the baseball diamond. Here on the softball diamond, it's a different story with the Charger girls ahead 5-0 in the bottom of the fifth inning. One down for the Mount Pleasant Oiler girls with Amelia Couturier stepping to the plate after Emily Moore grounded out to third moments ago. 2-0 the count to Couturier. Could see her in the circle in our second game. That wind is just starting to rip and rip and rip here at Mount Pleasant High School. Again, I don't even want to look at that radar. Here comes the 3-0. That's also going to be inside. And so a 4-pitch walk to Amelia Couturier puts a runner on base with one down here in the bottom of the fifth inning for the Oiler girls with Izzy Davis stepping to the dish. Haley McIntyre up after her. 5-0 Charger girls with the lead. Ella Stoney has been magnificent in the circle for the Chargers. Just 2 base runners, now 3 base runners in this one. He had a single from Emily Moore back in the second. Carmen Loy hit a double in the fourth, and now a walk from Couturier is just the third base runner here for the Oiler girls. First pitch to Izzy Davis is over for a strike. She shows bunt. She's going to pop it up in the air. It's going to go foul, almost caught from behind the plate. Tonk made a quick movement to try and catch it down that third baseline, but was not able to get there. Runner on first. Bottom of the fifth inning, 1 out, 0-2 count to Izzy Davis. Here comes the wind and the deal. It's going to go outside from Ella Stoney. 1-2 now the count. Izzy Davis digs in on the right side. Here comes the windup and the deal. Swinging through it is Izzy Davis. She's going to go down strikes for the second time here today, and it's the 6th punch out for Ella Stoney. Again, she has been magnificent. This Oiler lineup, I feel safe saying they average at least around 10 runs per game, and they have been shut down so far today by Stoney and some great defense behind her. McIntyre swinging away at the first pitch. It's going to be fouled off the netting down the first baseline. After McIntyre, it's back to the top of the order and McKenna Bowman. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning. Charger girls lead at 5-0. There's 2 down, runner on first base for the Oiler girls. That one's going to be inside to McIntyre. Count now 1-1. The speedy left fielder for the Oiler girls. Here comes the pitch. Swinging for the fences that time was McIntyre. Couldn't quite catch up to the gas, though, from Stoney in the circle. Here comes the 1-2 to McIntyre. She's going to foul this one off. Great job staying alive at the plate there by Haley McIntyre. 5-0 Charger girls lead it. Bottom of the fifth inning. 1-2 the count. Number 9 hitter for the Oiler girls, Haley McIntyre. Essentially a second leadoff hitter for John Davis and the crew. Here comes the wind and the deal. Trying to get her to chase. Runner going out to second. The throw will be in time. They're going to nab her on the out. A fantastic throw from behind the plate from Tonk. And that'll clean out the fifth inning here for the Oiler girls. We are headed to the sixth inning. McIntyre will be due back up to start the sixth inning for the Oiler girls. It's 5-0 Midland Dow Chargers with the lead. Due up for the Chargers is going to be Sayla Tonk, Sydney McGuire, and then Kayla Johnson. Got the feeling here for the Oiler girls, you cannot give up anything here as you head to this sixth inning. You've got 6 outs to work with, and you need at least 5 runs to keep this game going. Top of the sixth inning. Midland Dow heading to the dish. And McKenna Bowman has been really great in the circle for the Mount Pleasant Oiler girls. I said it in the pregame. I said it early on. I expect both teams to score a bunch of runs in this one, but give a lot of credit to Ella Stoney in the circle, along with that defense around her and behind her. Stoney in the circle, Tonk behind the dish, Lundquist at first, Shook at second, Gallus at short, McGuire at third, then Johnson, Hughes, and Anna Rutterbush out in the outfield. And Anna Rutterbush has the biggest hit of the game with a 3 RBI double. Top of the 6th inning. Chargers heading back to the dish, try and see if they can add to their lead. But with the way you've got Ella Stona pitching in the circle, you're feeling pretty darn good about things right now. 5-0. Chargers in front, scoring 4 in that 5th inning. That's going to bring a new batter to the plate. Nevaeh Shearhart is now at the dish for the Charger girls. She'll take the first pitch for a strike. Top of the 6th inning. Charger girls lead at 5-0. Shearhart hitting for Tonk in this situation. On deck is Sydney McGuire. This one's going to be fouled out of play. 0-2 now the count. 5-0. Chargers in front. Oiler girls down to their final 6 outs. Need at least 5 runs to try and make something happen. Here comes the 0-2 from Bowman. Gillespie trying to frame that one behind the dish. Umpire not falling for it. 1-2 the count. Bowman ready with the 1-2. Winds and deals from the middle of the circle. It's going to be fouled down the first baseline. Score update coming from Midland. Mount Pleasant Oiler boys lead at 3-0. Heading to the bottom of the 4th inning. Ari Punjabi on the plate for the Oiler boys, shutting down that Charger offense so far. Very similar to Ella Stoney shutting down the Oiler offense here in this softball action. Here comes the 1-2 from Bowman. It's going to be hit towards center field. Well struck. Going back. It's up against the wall. Borodachuk is going to grab it. It will be a leadoff double for Miss Shearhart here. Fantastic hit. Talk about a big pinch hit coming off the bench and putting a smash into one. Big play right there for Shearhart. That'll bring Sydney McGuire to the dish. Nobody down. Top of the 6th inning. Runner on second base for Midland Dow. And with the way that Stoney's been pitching, you feel pretty safe with 5 runs. But if you can add another 1 or 2 to it, if you're Coach Lundquist, you're going to feel really good if you're Midland Dow. That one's just going to miss on the outside to Sydney McGuire. Up there with the red, white, and blue bat. Makes me think of an American pop. Here comes the windup and the deal from Bowman. That's going to bounce up there. 2-0 now the count. 5-0 Chargers in front. Top of the 6th inning here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Barbary Law Studios built by Conwincy Construction. Our Barbary Law Studios will be at Carlo Barbary Field this Wednesday as the Oiler boys will take on the Chargers. Have a little home-and-home action as they're playing over there today. Be back here on Wednesday and tomorrow. What a powerhouse matchup we've got for you. One of the top-ranked D3 softball teams versus one of the top-ranked D4 softball teams. It's the undefeated Everett Wildcats welcome in Beale City to town. Beale City 6-2 on the year, but playing just a brutal schedule here in the early season. They show bunt, but it's going to miss for ball 4, and that'll put Sydney McGuire on. And so now 2 runners on here in the top of the 6th inning. Nobody out. Kayla Johnson stepping to the dish. She singled her last time up. Ultimately was nabbed out, trying to go to second base on a fielder's choice. 5-0. Trying to get down the bunt was Johnson. It's going to go foul. Runners on first and second for the Lady Chargers of Midland Dow. Top of the 6th inning. They lead it 5-0 over the Mount Pleasant Oiler girls. The Oiler girls definitely with a chance to make some noise, though, offensively. Very capable of putting up 5 runs in a half inning. This one's still a long, long way from over. But credit to where credit is due. Ella Stoney has been great for Midland Dow. Fly ball out to right field. It's going to get down for a hit. Quickly comes in. They'll have to hold the runners. Moving to third is going to be Shearhart. At second is McGuire. At Kayla Johnson is now at first. She's got back-to-back singles, and that's going to bring Karis Gallus to the plate. She is technically 2 for 3 on the day. She has 2 runs as she reached inning via fielder's choice back in the 5th and was brought in on the 3 RBI triple from Anna Rutterbush. Chance for Midland Dow to really open this one up here. Big cut from Gallus, missing that one. She was swinging for the grand slam on that play. There's still nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. We had a double, a walk, and a single. The bottom of the order for Midland Dow. The bases are loaded for the number 1 hitter, Karis Gallus, playing at shortstop in this one for the Chargers. Sends this one right up the middle. It's nabbed back home. They look to get they're out down at third now as well. It's not there, but a great job getting the force out at home by McKenna Bullman for the first out here in the 5th inning. That'll bring Braylon Shook to the plate. She's 2 for 3 on the day. She doubled in her last plate appearance, and she also has an RBI single. She scored a run. She struck out back in the 1st inning. You'd love another punch out here if you're McKenna Bullman. This one's going to be crushed out towards center field. Even if it's caught, it should bring in that run from third. We see the toss in from Borodachuk. It will bring in another run, but that will make 2 down now for Midland Dow. But if you're Midland Dow, you got another insurance run. You now lead it 6-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. Runners now at second and third as well for the Chargers. 2 down. Runners at second and third as Ella Stoney steps to the dish, chance to help out her own cause. Her last time at the plate, she was intentionally walked and was drove in by Anna Rutterbush moments after that. Plate appearance before that, she was able to double. First time at the plate. In the 1st inning, she flew out to left field. So technically 1 for 2 on the day with an intentional walk and a run scored. First one is going to miss. A nice job, Shook, in her last plate appearance, her 2nd RBI of the day with the sacrifice fly. That one will miss high. 2-0 now the count to Ella Stoney. And you do have first base open if you're the Oiler girls, but Anna Rutterbush just made you pay moments ago, so you might want to go after Stoney here. 2-0 now the count. This one's going to be grounded up the middle. Again, tough play there for Borodachuk. Tries to throw it over. It's beat out. Great base running there from Midland Dow. And then coming all the way around is going to be Sydney McGuire as well. So Shearhart comes in to score. McGuire comes in to score. It's now 8-0 Midland Dow with the lead. As they really open things up in the 5th inning and now here in the 6th inning. With 4 runs in the 5th and now 3 more here in the 6th, adding to that 1 run back in the 3rd. It's now 8-0 Midland Dow stepping to the plate. Anna Rutterbush. This one's going to be a high fly ball. Again, it could be trouble. It will get down out in center field. Coming into third safely is going to be Miss Ella Stoney. Marley Hughes now stepping to the plate. The Rutterbush single, again, they are just really killing it now. This is the type of offense Coach McIntyre was talking to me about before the game. He said when they put up 9 home runs this weekend. 8-0 Oiler girls trail now to Midland Dow here in the 6th. This one also smoked towards center field as well. It's got a chance. It's gone! Marley Hughes with the 3-run home run, and it's now 11-0. Midland Dow with the lead. Holy moly. The Oiler girls are going to have to score at least 2 runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning to even send this one to a 7th inning. This inning started with a double from Shearhart, pinch hitting. Then he had a walk, a single, ground out to the pitcher, An RBI sacrifice fly from Shook. Then he got double, single, 3-run home run from Stoney, Rutterbush, and Hughes. That'll bring Raylan Qualls to the plate. If she reaches base, that could bring Shearhart back to the dish, and they will have batted around here in the top of the 6th inning. So one's going to be grounded towards second. It will get through for a single for Raylan Qualls, her first hit of the day. And that'll bring Sayla Tonk to the dish for the second time here in this 6th inning.
Now batting number 81, Sayla Tonk.
Shearhart stepping to the dish after Qualls singled. Bases are empty, though, after the 3-run home run for Marley Hughes. What a 6th inning and what a 5th inning for the Midland Dow Charger girls. Now 6 here in the 5th, 4 in the 5th, or pardon me, 6 here in the 6th, 4 in the 5th, 1 back in the 3rd. They lead at 11-0. Here comes the first pitch of the bat to Shearhart. Runner at first base is Qualls. That's going to be over for a strike. See, Shearhart led off this inning with a double. Steps out, steps back in. 11-0. Charger girls with the lead here in the 6th inning. That one's going to miss on the outside, 1-1. Shearhart digs back in. It's going to bounce up there. Great jump from Qualls as she looks to take second base. She is in there safely standing up. Great piece of base running there from Raylan Qualls. She takes second base. Wasn't really even much of a pass ball either. Gillespie did a good job of keeping in front of her. Just gave Qualls a moment for the jump, and she took advantage of it. Here comes the next pitch to Shearhart with that runner now at second base. That one's just going to miss. A run to count to 3-1. Bowman winds and deals. This is going to be hit up the middle towards Borodachuk. Nice stab, quick throw over to first. Will be in time for the out, but more damage done in the top half of the 6th inning as the Charger girls are able to bat around, putting 6 runs up in the 6th inning. And you know how it goes, high school baseball, high school softball. If you're up by 15+ after 3, they call it. If you're up by 10+ after 5, they call it. And so the Oiler girls have to get at least 2 runs across here to even send this game to inning number 7. Haley McIntyre will lead things off for the Oiler girls, and it's back to the top of the order with McKenna Bowman and Carmen Loya. It's just been a fantastic game so far for Ella Stoney in the circle. She has struck out, I believe it's 6, including striking out the side back in the 3rd. Emily Moore singled in the 2nd inning. Carmen Loya doubled in the 4th inning. Amelia Couturier walked in the 5th inning. That is it. Just 3 base runners throughout 5 innings for this ultra-powerful lineup from the Mount Pleasant Oilers. Again, talking with Coach Lundquist before the game, they come in at 5-9, and you think, well, 5-9, yeah, Mount Pleasant, they've got a better record. Well, that's why you play the schedule that they played in the beginning of the year, was to be prepared for Saginaw Valley League Conference play. And boy, are they. 11-0 Charger girls with the lead. Oiler girls possibly down to their final 3 outs unless they can get something across the board. They'll need at least a crooked number here in the bottom of the 6th inning to keep this game going to the 7th inning to give yourself another bottom half of the inning plate appearance. First pitch will be over for a strike to Haley McIntyre. McIntyre leading off this inning after Couturier was thrown out trying to nab second base. This one will be set towards the middle for a base hit, just what the doctor ordered here in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Oiler girls. A runner on base, nobody down. Bottom of the 6th inning, Oiler girls trail it 11-0 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Now with a runner on first base, nobody down, McKenna Bowman stepping to the plate. I don't think we're going to see any bunts here to try and move runners over in this situation with the lopsided score. You got to try and hit away, continue to get on base, and continue to keep that line moving. The Oiler girls definitely going to have to bat around here in this half inning, try and keep this one a ball game. It's 11-0. Dow Chargers with the lead. Close it out here in 6 innings. The Oiler girls don't get at least 2 runs across. So one's hit hard towards short. Chance for a double play. Speed from Bowman is able to beat it out, so she will reach via fielder's choice. But 1 out as McIntyre tried to go to second base. Now Carmen Loya will step to the plate. She did double her last time up. And this is where you would have liked the game to stay at 5-0, maybe even a 6-0 with this middle part of the lineup coming up here. But even to get 3-4 runs across, the Chargers still in good shape. I'll say it again, Mount Pleasant has to score at least 2 runs here to keep this game going. There's a liner up the middle for Carmen Loya for a base hit. Runner will have to hold at second as Hughes got it in very, very quickly from her center field position. So got a single from Loya. Bowman is on second now, reaching via fielder's choice as Chloe Gillespie steps to the plate. Again, this Oiler offense is capable of putting up a couple crooked numbers in the 6th and 7th to come back in this one. But they just got to get some momentum going. That's going to miss on the outside. Matter of fact, as I look back through things again, it's at only 3 base runners. This is the first time in this game the Oiler girls have had multiple base runners on against Ella Stoney. Big cut at that one. Gillespie swinging for the fence. This is a situation you want her doing that. 1-1 now the count. 1 down, bottom of the 6th inning. Where the girls trail at 11-0 to Midland Dow. 1-1 count to the number 3 hitter, Chloe Gillespie. She takes that one on the outside. Nice job from behind the plate. Gillespie digs back in. That one's going to be on the outside corner. That'll run the count to 2-2. Gillespie, a couple waves of the bat, digs back in on the right side. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Gillespie goes down on strikes, chasing the high heat there from Ella Stoney. She strikes out her 7th batter of the afternoon. That'll bring Morgan Barodachuk to the plate. This could be the final batter of the ball game. Again, 6 innings. If you're up by more than 10, that'll do it. Barodachuk, though, very capable, though. Sending one to the gap here. The Oiler girls bringing in those 2 runs they need to send this to the 7th inning. First pitch is going to be low. 1-0 the count. Bird All-American Girl post-game show coming up. Hopefully not here in just a minute. Hopefully about another hour or so. We'll talk about this one, what we got coming up the rest of this week. This one's going to be sent towards right field. It's going to be caught by a second baseman, Braylon Shook, and that will end this game 11-0 in 6 innings. What a dominant performance in the circle from Ella Stoney, and you just look at what they did in that 5th inning, putting up those 6 runs, really helped close things out for the Midland Dow Charger girls. Our final 11-0 in 6 innings. The Charger girls victorious. We're going to send it out to a commercial break, and we'll be back with our Bird All-American Girl post-game show after this one. But what a performance from the Charger girls, and in particular, Ella Stoney in the circle. Back to put a bow on this one right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Hey guys, it's Tanya from Clark Modular Homes. I'm here to talk to you today about who we are and what we do. Clark's opened in 1983 and has been centrally located right here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. We have one of the largest display centers with around 12 to 15 homes on display all year round. We have a fully experienced staff. We also have an in-house project manager who can pull our permits and coordinate our job from start to finish. We are proud to have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We are our own contractor, making it a one-stop shop for you for your home building needs. As the owner would say, we can do it all.
Brad Malley Well Drilling has proudly served Mid-Michigan since the early 1990s. We are family-owned with 3 licensed drillers and over 100 years of experience. We specialize in 5-inch PVC water wells and systems ranging from 2 to 12 inches. Every well we do includes a 5-year warranty and 1-year parts and labor guarantee. We are available 24/7, and you'll always talk to a real person. Call Brad Malley Well Drilling today for a free estimate. Trusted service, generation after generation.
Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes. Blockco Pools and Spas is Mid-Michigan's #1 pool and hot tub destination that will turn your old space into your #1 destination. From delivery of a full pool for the family to the relaxing hot tub for after work for mom and dad, Blockco Pools and Spas does it all. Stop by their showroom on Remus Road to check out their beautiful selection of hot tubs and learn how you can build the pool of your dreams.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes.
Pure sportsmanship is the most important thing in high school sports. When it comes to your home or business, Pure Plumbing just might be the most important thing. If your plumbing isn't pure, don't worry, no one needs to see the other angle. For Pure Plumbing, call 989-644-8928 or visit mipureplumbing.com. Block Electric Company in Wademan has been powering Michigan for over 30 years. There's no job too big or too small for Block Electric Company, like an entire school or something simple at the home, like making sure the outdoor lighting, thermostat, or ceiling fan is installed professionally. Block Electric Company is a proud supporter of local schools and high school student athletes, learning skills in and out of the classroom to lead our communities tomorrow. Good luck to all student athletes from Block Electric Company, and go Aggies.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to the action one more time on this Monday afternoon. And boy, do we got a full week coming up for you tomorrow. What a game we are going to have as the Beale City Aggie girls take on the Everett Wildcat girls, one of the top-ranked teams in Division III versus one of the top-ranked teams in Division IV. You're going to have Kyra Gray in the circle going up against one of the top lineups in Michigan. It is going to be a ton of fun. Make sure you join us right around 3:40 or so tomorrow for our Woods Household pregame show. But to put a bow on this one, what a performance from Ella Stoney in the circle, striking out 7 Oiler batters. It wasn't until the 6th inning that the Oilers had 2 base runners on. It was just a magnificent performance from Ella Stoney, and give credit to defense around her and behind her as well. But when you're in the middle of the circle, you are the star of the show. She was fantastic. She also drove in a couple runs in the 6th inning. She scored in the 5th inning after she was intentionally walked. She had a double back in the 3rd inning before she was stranded there. If you're thinking about a Zaid Batchelder baller of the game, brought to you by Weefrich Financial, it's hard not to think of Miss Ella Stoney for Midland Dow. But then again, McKenna Bowman, she did a really good job in the circle as well. It was just a matter of time before one of these offenses was going to wake up and make something happen. It just so happened to be the Midland Dow Chargers doing it in the 5th and the 6th inning. But a fantastic performance from Bowman in the circle as well. But the biggest play of the game, Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game, it's got to be the 2-out, 3 RBI double from Anna Rutterbush. After Ella Stoney was intentionally walked, she came up and sent one to the wall on a 1-1 count. And again, it's just a good feeling when you're that number 4 hitter. They walk the number 3 hitter to take you on, and then you make them pay. Just a really, really good feeling. So that has to be our Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game. But also a shout out to Lexi Borodachuk with the 8-2 double play, catching it out in center field and then throwing home for the second put out of the double play. Just absolutely fantastic from her. That is a play I will not soon forget. They got another one here that they're hoping to play. The rain looks like it might stay a little bit south, but as you know, your boy only calls the one game here. 2 games, and trying to do those 5 days in a row would be an awful lot. I do have one score update to pass along. Top of the 6th inning, the Mount Pleasant Oiler boys lead it 3-0 over the Midland Dow Chargers. So hopefully the boys get a little bit revenge for the girls. But our final here, Midland Dow 11, Mount Pleasant 0 in 6th inning. It was a fantastic performance from the Midland Dow Chargers. The record was 6-9 on the year, but one of the toughest schedules in the state. Chris Bachman signing off till tomorrow. I'll be back on the airwaves right around 3:40 from Everett for big-time softball actions. The Everett Wildcats are undefeated, their biggest test of the year, taking on the